have any money, and I started a business, and I wanted to market my products. So when I did that, I discovered this huge network of predominantly women and gay men, and people who just like didn't belong in this culture, honestly. And so I started my own network of cannabis pages. I started my own YouTube channel. I had my own agency. At the height of it all, I had about 3 million followers. I was doing everything from selling ads, working with the best brands in cannabis, posting all the time on YouTube, Pinterest, Snapchat, getting deleted on Instagram all the time. And when that happened, I was really doing it, honestly, always for the bag, for the check, always trying to get money, dealing with these brands who didn't want to pay me. And I finally said, you know what, it's time for me to get back in the place that I really belong. And I really started pursuing Kush Queen as a cannabis brand for people who just didn't fit into the culture. I'm not Adam. But, you know, I was out there at the Cannabis Cup too, trying to sell my product in the, you know, the old school medical market. I sold it at you guys' like Alice in Wonderland themed secret sesh. I remember I launched my lit kit there. And I've been loving cannabis since I was 18, and this has been a part of my life living in LA, and I'm grateful to be here and share some morsels, hopefully.
Yes, thank you. Okay.
Well, I too am not Adam, which I think makes you a great moderator, right? Because you brought different people to your panel. So I began as an artist in dance, and drag is something that I always say chose me. If you don't know, I'm a drag queen, a professional drag queen by the name of Laganja Stranja. I was featured on RuPaul's Drag Race, as Adam said, but from there I really created, I hope, in my eyes, my own brand away from the television show, which is very difficult to do as a drag queen because we're a minority, we are pigeonholed, and unless you're on that television show, it's very hard to make a living as a drag queen. A lot of drag queens that you see that are not on TV are making sometimes $50 a night. So that was where I started, was making $50 a night in West Hollywood at Mickey's nightclub. And because of the TV show and because of my, I guess, infamous reputation, I was able to parlay that into now a lifestyle and a brand, all on Instagram, of course, and YouTube, and all of the things that she was listing, all the different platforms, except TikTok. I haven't got on that one yet.
It's kids.
Hey, well, look.
The future spenders.
I teach kids too. I also teach dance. I'm a choreographer. I still am an artist. I still try to do all different types of things, not just drag, but drag is how I secure the bag. And Laganja is obviously a cannabis advocate, so I try to speak about why we should be, you know, recreational and how it's medicine. I was at the Trinity College in Dublin, Ireland, and gave a talk there, which was like a credible moment for me as a drag queen to go and actually represent this community and speak with intellect and not just be saying yes God and oh Kerr and all my catchphrases that I'm known for saying. But I definitely try to find a way to blend the two together because I think being someone in pop culture is an amazing gift. And I am definitely trying to secure that as the cannabis queen. So
Yes. Yeah.
What's up, guys? My name is Dope Yola, and I smoke weed. I say it all the time. Basically, I started off just making funny pictures and stuff that I thought that was hilarious, and other people thought it was funny too, and then it got bigger and bigger. Started a clothing brand, Push Trees, and then it's been 7 years almost.
What?
Yeah, it's been like 7 years. Like you said, I get to lead it all the time, and I think censorships is something I have to deal with forever.
Yeah,
And
we'll get into that.
it's not going to go away. But yeah, basically that's what I do. I wake up, I think of hilarious things I think that are funny to me, and I hope you guys think they're funny too, and then it just keeps going. Pretty much.
It is. Well, I mean, like within, I think not even a year, you're already at 500,000 subscribers on YouTube all of a sudden.
Yeah, they left me alone. Like if they leave me, if you just let me do stuff, I'll do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
We're gonna get into that. But all you guys said something that you all were doing something before cannabis came into your life. You all had your passion. When did you realize like I can actually monetize this lifestyle? I can finally like get paid to smoke weed or promote brands. Was there like when was the eye-opening experience? I remember with me when I first started, it was just I was doing my podcast like a long time ago. So I'm called the Grandpa, you already know by all a couple other people. But I would just go to random dispensaries and be like, yo, just give me an eighth and I'll talk about your shit on the show. And then we'll see what my ROI is, the return of investment. And then, once they realize that I'm worth more than an eighth and I realize I'm worth more than that, I'm like, yo, let me figure out what I can really do with this. When was that moment for you guys? You're like, yo, I'm cashing in on this shit without selling it.
So for me, my fiance is actually the one who at the time was just my boyfriend for only a few months. He was the one who had a lot of contacts in cannabis. He was a cultivator, and he came home one day and said, oh, this cartridge brand, they want you to do their social media and make content for them. And they're gonna pay you thousands of dollars a month.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I will show up for the check. Because no one was paying me thousands of dollars to do anything at that point. I grew up wanting to be an actress. I lived in a small town in Louisiana. I moved to LA when I was 13 to make it. And then I worked at a shop when I was 18, and I just fell in love with the lifestyle. And then I sold weed because you can't make money as an actress. Well, I couldn't. And it really, but having the first client, it lit my fire. I started going to events. I started really thinking of it as a business.
Right.
And that's when everything changed for me. And then I also started getting deleted and that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get to that. Trust me, we've all been there. But, how about you, Jay? What was?
So I swear to God, when I chose the name Laganja Stranja, I had no idea that I would be pigeonhole myself as like a pot queen. Like I really didn't. Marijuana was something that I was told was really bad, and so when I discovered it wasn't, I was like, this is important. I need to tell people about this. Like, you don't have to be on antidepressants. You can totally just smoke weed and be good. So I chose it because I felt like as a beauty queen, like you have to have a platform, right? So I don't know, I just never really thought like, okay, one day people would be in line at my meet and greet bringing me joints. And that's definitely when I realized when somebody was in my meet and greet and bringing me weed, I was like, wow, like this is actually something that I could parlay into a business. And not just something that I love and something that is my truth that I want to talk about, but also something that I could financially support myself of.
Yeah.
Well, I just started charging like for doing videos this year. I never charged anybody anything because it was just fun to me and I kind of felt weird. And then when I started realizing that people were just, hey, how much is it? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I should have charged you guys 5 years ago. But at the same time, like, I don't wake up like, who can I charge today? It's more of like, what can I do today? And if things come in, and now it's more of a business where I'm setting things up like, okay, I have an idea of what I'm gonna do. Let's see if I can get that sponsor before I start just trying to put all my own money into it. But that's what it is more now that I realize that the promotion's real, advertisement's real, and if we have a platform, I mean, gosh, they're not hitting me up for no reason. You know what I mean? Now I'm like, okay, there's a reason why, because people pay for this, that they charge. And that's when I found out.
And on that kind of same topic, like, how did you, when did you realize you could combine your passion with what you're doing to create your lane on creating content? Because you said you weren't charging at first, and then all of a sudden you figured, I'm gonna start charging.
I think it was when somebody else I know that makes videos, they asked me like, how much did they pay you? They paid you? And that's when I'm like, oh, damn it. I should be trying to make money at this instead of just trying to come out of pocket for every single thing I do. You know what I mean? And the clothes helps me make money, so it was like a give and take. Like, oh, you guys bought clothes, let me make videos, I'll do the same. You see what I'm saying? But it's a business, you can't just come out of
It's a
pocket.
trust thing. So basically you make content and people trust you and people know you. And when you put your name on something, it means something because you are a part of the culture. And so I see it as a transaction, if I'm gonna promote your brand or when I promoted brands, if I'm gonna put my name on this, if I'm gonna tell all these people who listen to me every day that this is worth buying, I have to be paid for that. It's been tougher because the thing about cannabis is we're at the bottom of the barrel. Mainstream influencers are making 10 times, 50 times.
Well,
Beauty influencers are making millions, but our industry it's a baby, it's early days, but it's really that trust thing that people are paying for.
And is there, do you guys say yes to everybody that hits you up, or do you work with certain brands? Like, what makes it, because I always say you shouldn't say yes to everyone. You don't want to water down your brand. Only kind of fuck with people that you would promote and you're good with. Like I'm not gonna try to put my face or my brand with a company that is just something I wouldn't smoke or consume. So is that something you guys all do too? Just keep your shit unique and to yourself?
I turned down like 95% of.
Yeah.
No, it's true because if I'm not gonna smoke, I'm not gonna lie. What would lie in a comment? Like, yeah, it was great. I never touched it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird.
And do you feel that helps you guys just, being on the, because I see people just say yes for everything and just, their rates are like really low, that's why they just say yes to everybody. And it's not as authentic. So you feel being unique and creating yourself, your own content, like a point in succeeding as an influencer.
Almost the opposite of saying yes is sometimes what I did, which was calling people out, which was, saying
Yes, you
these
did.
products aren't safe, you're full of shit, you're using bots. I definitely used to get in trouble all the time and got deleted because I used my page as a weapon. I ended up regretting it, and now that I run a company, I've gone through my own journey where I know I can't do and say the things I did when I was younger. But I think that's what being authentic is. I think everybody on this stage, that's what we all really have in common, is that we're authentic. And when you get someone's trust, that's why I started just only doing Kush Weed. Is because I got to a point where I was promoting China glass and
Vape
just
carts.
like making a ton of money. Like, vape carts, that was the biggest thing we all promoted. It was crazy, like glamorizing that, holy shit. But yeah, it's definitely about the trust you build, and you can't sell them anything and everything. And a lot of stuff out there is right now being held up on the brand side by VC and just large raises. It's not real. They come and go all the time, and they're brands who you build relationships with. And for me, I just got to the point where I was just like, I can't put my name in almost anything. Like, I have to do something that, like, all of these people trust me, and every time I email them, they buy something. And it's like the greatest responsibility for me now to give them quality and to try to stay true to myself, which is harder when you have like 30 employees.
Right, can't risk their livelihood.
Even though sometimes I want to go off.
You kind of still do. I see you calling out some of these CBD companies.
Well, the hemp seed oil is my new platform. When Milk Makeup went after our community and put a pot leaf on something, I said, fuck this. Selling hemp seed oil is not the same as selling hemp CBD.
Right.
And I've gotten great press from it, and I think sometimes my ass is on the line, and I'm, when you put it out, you gotta take it.
Yes. And sometimes being like a content creator and influencer, it's like we're our own boss, so we gotta create like whatever we feel like. How do you guys just try to keep it organic and relevant without jumping on bandwagons or trying to be like everyone else? Just, how do you guys handle that? Because sometimes I wake up like, fuck, what am I gonna do today? We need to create some new skits.
Yeah, I think that's definitely difficult. As a drag queen, I have to come up with a new look every night. So that's something that is constantly on my mind always, is what is going to be the next thing. And then like you said, how does it stay relevant? So how am I staying on the trends? But then how do I stay authentic in all of that? And that's something I'm still figuring out, to be quite honest. To answer your question before, I have worked with brands, like you said, that are China glass, that I'm like, this sucks. I can't believe this is what I'm doing to pay my rent this month. But I think that's also a real side of this that we should talk about too, is this is from passion to paycheck. So a lot of this is passion. A lot of this isn't paycheck. At least for me. I think because I am LGBTQAI+, it has been very difficult for me to get into this industry. I think there is still a lot of homophobia, and I know there are several influencers who are doing the exact same thing that I'm doing, which is being a hot girl smoking weed on Instagram. And they're getting, paid twice, triple as much as me because they're a cis girl, which is just bad business, to be quite honest, because a lot of gay people don't have children. We have a lot more expendable income.
Well, tell them.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Well, more than that, let's be real. Proposition 215 was written
funded, yeah.
by LGBT people.
Correct.
They brought us here. it will always be a part of our history.
Correct. We would not have the Compassionate Act if it wasn't for the LGBTQ community fighting for their brothers and sisters who were, dealing with HIV and AIDS. So that is something that, of course, has been my biggest platform that I always try to remind people of, because I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I'm kind of carrying on that lineage of our brothers and sisters. But that has not always necessarily translated into money. And so that's all I was going to say about that is that, now, yes, I really do only work with brands I care about. A, they're giving back to the community, or B, I actually enjoy the product because I learned that gay people will run their mouths. So if you promote something that's shitty, like you better get ready because the queers, honey, they will take and put photos and receipts and you will be screwed. So I learned that luckily early on, and I learned what China glass was. I got a friend who taught me about real glass, and I was like, okay, cool, and it's unfortunate as an influencer, I have had to learn things online in front of people and make mistakes in front of people, but I think that is something that keeps me authentic as someone who is trying to talk to people every day, right, with good products and get good things in their hands, is that I'm not perfect, but I'm willing to try these products so you don't get shut. You know what I mean? So I'll try anything, just saying. But no, I'm not going to promote anything at all.
That's right.
I think your question is what? How do you stay relevant?
Or being organic and staying true to your authentic self.
I think it's more of, I think it's your personality. Like if you can be okay and go to sleep knowing that you are just biting everything, then that's you. That's my thing. It's like if I wake up and go, you know what, that is hilarious to my head. I think somebody else that has the same humor is going to be like, you know what, that is hilarious. That's how I think of everything. Especially we'll be sitting there like, fucking fun right now. That's how I think it is. And if you're not looking at other things, going, you know what, I'm going to redo that same shit. Then how can you be anything but yourself? I think.
And that's something I think that we all share. We're all unique in our own ways, on our own path, being our own personality, and we're the same person on social media that we are in real life. There's no characters that we do besides Jay when she turns into a beautiful woman, but we're all true to ourselves. I feel like that's why we are kind of excelled in doing what we do, and people I'm sure you guys get DMs all the time on how great you've changed people's lives or how you inspired them. Besides getting DMs of do you ship? It's probably yo, how do I do what you do? I want to be like you. So what are some red flags? Because we were talking about, you were talking about China glass and working with brands. What are some red flags you would give people that are trying to be like a YouTube star or influencer, a brand ambassador, something that happened to you or they should look out for?
I think it's if you see the same product 15 times in a day, it's one of those products I feel like you guys seen the 50s cart brands come and go.
Yup.
So if you see it 30 times in a day, they probably paid everybody $100. It's not going to work very well, and they'll be going and trying to get as much money as they can and once and leave. That's my red flag. Is if I see it too often, there must not. I mean, a product sells itself if it's good. So I don't think you have to be hitting up 90 different influencers to sell your one product. If it's awesome, they're going to buy it right off the bat. That's what I would say. That's I see online. That's the first thing I think of. It's how bad is it?
Yes. Any red flag, any warnings to?
I mean, I just use Google. I swear to God, I look up their name, I Google them, I see what they've done in their life, if they are friendly to gay people, that's my #1 red flag. I'm like, okay, you like queers or not? Because what's the team? So yeah, that's what I do, I use Google.
I used to look at the marketing a lot, is it diverse? What are they saying? Is there purpose in the company? I think that's just the big thing. When this is your passion and it's you wake up every day and you're just living and breathing it and wanting to make stuff for yourself and for people like you, it's easy because you always have ideas. That's what makes me excited is to, do a photo shoot or to come up with a creative campaign or, to share some kind of message. Because for me, I've always been just focusing on storytelling and just in this whole other kind of weird universe. And I just think when people don't have a purpose for what they're selling and they're just doing it for money, even though I wanted, to be paid, there has to be some kind of reason, and it's just I never wanted to be a part of pushing stuff down people's throat, and it's just what does this mean to you? Because it's very intense for me every day. It's my heart is in the line. Especially when you put yourself out there, like you said, and you have people's trust and they show up to your face, and you know, when they do say you inspire them, like that's a responsibility, you know?
Well, it takes a lot of time to make this content. So if you don't even like the content, then you're going to be miserable making it too, you know?
Do you guys see a difference is going on that, like, on creating content? Like, sometimes you put a lot of time and effort and money into creating, like, a big fancy video, full story editing, and then you just create some random 15-second fucking clout video, and then that 15-second video is getting way more engagement than what you spent 3 months on creating. Is that something, and what do you do when that happens? Do you beat yourself up? You're like, fuck it, keep pushing.
Or something will perform on one platform that you made it for, and then someone will post it on Twitter and it'll go viral, but it doesn't lead people back to your channel.
Yeah.
My best friend Wolfie Memes, who actually got verified this morning.
Finally.
Fuck yeah, Wolfie. So Wolfie made this video, her pyramid scheme selling mids, and it's really good. And we just like didn't get a lot of engagement because it's about weed, you know. Sometimes it just like it's killed right the moment you put it out. But then you see people cracking up on Twitter and they're just like, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It was about making the video with my best friend and like, you know, enjoying it. So, but yeah, it's hit or miss sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my biggest thing is I'll ask Rosie, also my girlfriend, I'll show her and if she laughs, it's gonna be a good one. Because I'm not gonna start if I don't think it's funny right from that. You know, I'm not gonna try to push it, force it to myself. And what the fuck am I really doing? But I think that's my thing is I don't know, the littlest things like you said. 15 seconds is way better than the 3 hours I put into something.
Bro, for example, our hour interview that we did on the YouTube channel was nothing compared to the 10-second clip of your boy coming in and eating the backwood rosin like jerky. And it was just like a 20-second clip, and that shit went way viral, and it was like, yeah, fuck the whole interview that we spent time doing. Let me just take this clip out. It's so awesome. So, and like you were saying, like networking and collabing is inevitable with us as influencers. We're just promoting brands, being marketing things. Sometimes, you know, there's people will talk shit about the brand you're with, or you like relationships fizzle because you guys aren't seeing the same thing. How do you like remain professional? Because I'm sure we cross paths with people that we might have talked shit about on social media or called out their product, and then oh look, we're at a weed event and there they are. How do you guys handle that? Because you guys, I mean, we're all
My first rule is I don't say it if it's not true.
Okay.
And then I don't dish it if I can't take it.
Okay, that's right.
And I think if you live by that, you can be cool with people. And I think a lot of people know, like, your product is mids. Like, if you have to spend that much on packaging, you know it. And if I say it, you know, it's nothing personal. It's just mids. And that's just life, you know? It's just, not everybody's gonna have something that's great. And that's okay. Some people want mids, you know? There's highs and there's lows.
There's a
People
budget for
like it
everybody.
all. There is. Especially when we focus on the real issues, the taxes, and, you know, that's the one thing. It's like, we gotta get people to care. You know, we got a big election coming up. And I'm about to get real rowdy. Because we gotta do something. And this industry as a whole is struggling. You know, everyone up here would make more money if we weren't paying such high taxes in the legal market. So for me, I always tell people it's nothing personal. At a certain point, I started this because I really care about cannabis, and it breaks my heart that the legal market is failing, because let me tell you, compliance is still better than trapping. And for people who well, okay.
It depends who you ask, but.
All right. It still is sometimes, let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the progression we're going.
The stress of a real, like, of something real. It's stressful.
Yeah. I love the traditional market, I love the compliant market.
We love it all.
Yes.
But, you know, it's about saying true stuff, and it's about driving things forward, and I think that's the thing that people shit on influencers, and there's this like influencer slander going on right now. Like,
You don't inhale.
You think you're an influencer? You don't know how to smoke weed. You don't know how to do this. You don't know how to hold a joint. You're like everything. You're everything while being deleted, while having people judge you and think they know you. Like, it's this whole thing, but it's like, if this is in you and this is what you're about and you stay true, you can see people at events, you know, things ebb and flow. I had every client drop me when I got deleted. Every single one.
No loyalty.
No, but you know what? I got an investor. I got a distribution company. And it comes around, you know, it ebbs and flows, that's life. It was the best thing that ever happened to me in my life, hands down, was being deleted. Because I stopped living day to day, post to post, and started, you know, pursuing my brand and changing my entire life, changing my family's life, and hopefully setting examples for other people that, yeah, you can take that check from, you know, a brand, or you can go out there and you can build your own brand. And at the end of the day, that power, that's everything.
That's right. I know you guys, I want to, you can clap, it's cool if you agree. Don't be shy, don't be shy.
I really like to talk if y'all
Well,
don't
it's good, it's good. I know we have limited time, so I'm trying to like make sure we cover everything. I want to just get into it because this is a big thing. We were talking about negativity a little bit, the trolls and people leaving comments, even though you might be private, they're still following you to lurk you. What type of negative shit have you guys encountered? I mean, you know, I always get the, you don't inhale, you're not a real smoker, whatever, all that shit. What is some things that you guys have to deal
That
with?
dude or that chick has a dick. I think that's the number one thing I get. I mean, even like when we do shit on your page, I'm always like, oh fuck, here we go. What are they gonna say? Adam's people are unique.
Oh yeah, my comment section
You
is
know,
very
people are always
entertaining.
like, is that a dude? You know, these are the.
She has an Adam's apple.
Yeah, that was the most recent one, which
Yeah.
I do, but you know, hey, that's who I am. So, I mean, yeah, I've seen a lot of homophobia. I would just say, yeah, in general, for me, that's the kind of negativity that I get in this particular community. In the gay community, I get that, you know, I smoke weed. So it's funny, it's like in either community, I'm getting the opposite, which has been difficult, right? Because that's my whole thing, is to try to marry these two together and show people that both are cool at the same time. But the way I deal with negativity and professionalism is just being kind. That's what I've learned. I've learned that, you know, if you can just be nice to people, they'll choose not to talk to you. So as long as you're just like in the corner smiling, like they'll just ignore you, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I prefer that.
I like to leave the kissy face emoji after they show me this.
Yeah.
Let them know that I'm
Yeah,
not-
I think sweet revenge, right? That is to be sweet. So you have to be kind.
How about you, Thomas? I know you've been deleted on Instagram like 47 times. Your work has, people stole all your content, like take off the watermark too. There have been fake profiles of you selling weed. Like, how do you deal with all that shit? Because that's a main problem.
The main one
And
is
you're not even verified,
a
too.
fake. I know the main one's a fake account because they say they're me, and then they don't get their money. They don't get their weed. They get their money, and people want to try to kill me. I've had people literally know where I fucking live try to kill me.
Yes,
Multiple times, like try to fuck me.
I said my life savings to your back.
Like, that's the biggest thing for me. Like, it's past this. It's the internet. I'm like, oh, you know where the fuck I live.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Just that's the thing that's the most annoying. It's like, I'm not even selling you weed, man. But it's sad. The people lose thousands of dollars. I understand. I would want to kill me too. I get it. But that's my biggest thing is people faking my face. And say, because I'm not verified, it could be anything.
Yeah.
I've been deleted so many times, and the fake pages have more followers because I got deleted. So it's
I
real.
actually got a fake page delete my real account because they were claiming that I was impersonating them.
That's happened to me before.
And I had to I had to go all the way to like Facebook and be like, yo, because I guess Facebook and Instagram, if y'all don't know they're together. So you have to go verify through Facebook to get the IG back. And it's just, I mean, I get pages every day of people sending me in my DMs of pictures of me, fake names, selling packs. And it's crazy because that's the content we put out is we put out cannabis, put out weed, and then people are just going to take those pictures and then try to be us and take money from victims. And it's just, we get all that crazy.
I paid people at Instagram, and I lost my pages because I did that because I was being censored. And then they denied verifying me for years. They actually verified Cushman like a week ago. So things are changing. But I was extorted, I was deleted, I lost all my clients. I was told you'll never be anything because you're smoking weed on the internet, your life is over, your career's over. And then, interestingly enough, now I was told to be bigger in the mainstream. I shouldn't post myself smoking weed, which is like the #1 thing that I always did. But you kind of hear it all, like that's what social media is. People, they won't say it to your face. You know, I have so many people who come after me every week, every good moment I get. I was on the cover of the LA Times Saturday section not even 10 days ago.
That's right.
And people came for me right away, you know, and it's life, but it's not what it's about, and it makes you stronger. And the people who send you those kind messages and say like, this is what you mean to me, or just like the people you meet, you know, the memories you have, like none of that really matters in the long run. It's just like, trust me, it took me like 7 years to get here, but at one point I was like in a lot of therapy.
This shit is not overnight. I know a lot of people out there like, yo, I'm just gonna record me taking a gram glob and do some stupid shit. I mean, there's 1,000 other accounts that do that. Like we were all saying, you just gotta be authentic to yourself, be original, don't worry about what others are doing. But the negativity is still gonna come. I know you've been deleted, Tom. Has it affected your income at all or your audience?
Okay, because I'm your audience. Of course. Yeah. It cuts off my clothing company was deleted, and I only have clothes, so it's ridiculous.
It's traumatic.
Yeah,
like,
it sucks.
it's not just like, oh, you're losing money. Like, you wake up and the thing you do every day, the way people talk to you, you know, and worse than that, honestly, like, they're reading our messages. That's the problem, is that the people at the apps know that we are in a vulnerable position. They know we are censored. They know that what we're doing violates the terms of service, and a lot of times, they're the ones shutting your page down, or your biggest hater, which is just really sad that they have that power. But it's straight up traumatic, and it's sad because I remember the people that inspired me to get on Instagram, like Igor and like all these random,
yeah,
like
I heard that.
early accounts. People that I was like, wow, one day maybe I'll have the courage to do that. And where are they? You know, like they brought us here, and I can't thank them because they like literally ran away because it was so traumatizing.
Yeah, it was just, I mean, like you were saying, just having 100,000 followers or 1,000,000 followers, and that's your livelihood, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's like losing your job. You're like, yo, what the fuck? And you have no power or anything to get it back.
I think the negativity thing is, I think people take it too hard. Like that's why a lot of kids are pissed off all the time, I think, is you can get pissed off online in 5 seconds if someone's mean to you. But I think the thing is more like when people, like you said, people are mean to you, talk shit to you, smoke on the internet. If I turned my phone off, I wouldn't know that happened. So it doesn't really affect me, you know what I mean? Like, my weed's not shitty because they're mean to me. So, I mean, my day goes on, you know what I mean?
I'm still asleep at night?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I mean, I take it all as like, if you got the time to look at what I'm doing and leave a comment, then, I mean, you enjoy what I'm doing, even if you want to talk shit about it. Because, I mean, I grew up on, I was, in the valley, I grew up on the playground, we would talk shit to each other as friends, and we would just crack jokes, and it was funny, and that's how you build your friendship. So when people talk shit to me, it's not like it's affecting me, it's just making me laugh and realize, yo, I'm actually doing something in this space where people recognize me and want to just have me read something they said.
Someone texted me recently and was like, oh, we got deleted, and I was like, congratulations, you made it. Because it's like, honestly, if you don't have haters, if people aren't deleting you, if people aren't leaving you negative comments, you're really not doing something right. At a certain point, it's just what happens.
How many accounts have you got deleted altogether on platforms?
30, 40.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Oof. And what was the one with the most followers?
957,000. It's a page called We.Photography that my fiance ran.
Oof.
I had one that was like 360,000 Weed Bay. And the worst part is I just wanted the handle because I was like, my handle was like my thing. But, you know, I still have YouTube. YouTube has been kind of a good place. I still have my channel there, and Snapchat's been the best place for me. I can get 100,000 plus views depending on what I'm doing on Snapchat, and they actually promote me on the like day of legalization. They feature me on the global story, you know, talking about legal weed, predominantly making fun of it and saying how it changed me. But they've been good to me. It's just like what it is.
Have you had any posts deleted or any?
Post deleted, yes, but my Instagram.
Yeah.
Now after all this talk, I'm like, fuck, man.
You're verified though, right?
I'm verified. What does that mean? You can't get deleted? No.
It's a lot harder.
Yeah. How about you? You know how many? You have a number of how many accounts you got deleted? Because I don't even know who to follow anymore. Because every time there's a new YOLO or something.
21.
21.
With the same account.
Yeah.
Like, same name, different variations. It's all my
Yeah, it just keeps getting deleted. I know I have more to talk about. I want to leave some time open for the audience if y'all have any questions. But before I do that, just any final statements or words to anybody out there trying to do influencing or be a brand ambassador or get in the content creation space?
Just be you and do what you're passionate about, and it will all somehow work out. Like, that's truly what led me here. And I'm just really, really grateful to this community and the people like you who believed in me and like even welcoming, you know, like I remember going to Secret Sesh for the first time with my boyfriend and our camera and we're making a video for our channel and you were like, hey, what are you guys filming? And we were like, we're making a video! And you're nice about it, you know, and it's like...
It's networking, that's what we do.
This is a great community and the influencers and the content creators, they drive it forward. They're driving forward the messaging and they're in people's phones every single day when their guards are down and we have the relationship of trust and like people told me for years your followers are fake, you bought your followers. And then I went and launched my brand and now I have a multi-million-dollar business and that's just it. So if you want to do it, do it.
With you, Jay, any words?
Invest in a ring light. Learn how to use iMovie or become friends with the editor. And be confident. I think confidence is key. I think once you know who you are, then just be confident in that and go forth into the world and make it sickening.
Hey, that's right.
I get asked the same question all the time. And my answer is always make stuff that you like, not just stuff you see and regurgitate it. Be nice to every single person, no matter
Don't burn bridges.
what they are. It's not even that, like, you know what I mean? You see people be nice to certain people, not nice to other people just because, you know what I mean? Just be nice to fucking, in life, be nice to every single person anyway. And that's literally the only method I have. Be nice to everybody and make shit that you like, because other people are like you. They will like it too.
Yeah.
Eventually.
You'll have your crowd. Your audience
There's
will
always
come
gonna
to
be
you.
a crowd.
Stay true to yourself.
Always. Anywhere you go.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about what other people are doing. As long as you're real with who you are, and you got a good, you know, they could be your friend. You were talking about a cameraman or editor. Like, it could be your friend that does it, just that support to help you out. You don't need to have a whole
Surround yourself with good
15-person
people.
team
That's
to
another.
create something. Just, like we said, some of the most viral videos are just the on the phone selfie in the moment thing. So appreciate y'all for hanging out.